My name is Chad Beveridge, and this is my digital literacy autobiography. When I was young, everyone told me reading was going to be awesome. And by everyone, I mean my parents. Calvin and Hobbes, the Berenstain Bears, those were some early favorites. I was so excited to go on adventures and discover new places with imaginary and real friends. Then I figured out this reading thing was hard. Everyone lied to me. I wasn't having adventures. I was getting into trouble. School was no longer enjoyable. It was full of rules, mean, frustrated teachers. I remember feeling so alone, isolated even. Everyone else was getting it, so why couldn't I? Then suddenly an epiphany. Using newfound superpowers, I discovered I could move the clock forward simply by staring at it. Unfortunately, I depleted those powers pretty quickly, and so it was my mom who turned out to be the superhero. She read to both my sister and I every night. She read until I was confident enough to try it again by myself. I felt as if the world was literally in my hands, and I could go anywhere, accompanied with my stuffed tiger, of course. Recent grades took me to Colorado State University. This is really where I began to learn how to read, how to write, and beyond that, how to think. Here, professors took time to tutor me during office hours. Basic writing courses taught me elementary grammar, form, structure, theme, character development, everything I was missing from elementary all the way through high school. This is where I discovered my love for philosophy, ancient religious texts, and best of all, poetry. I wrote and submitted, read and reflected, thoroughly enjoying all of it. Until one day I met a friend for lunch. He said you'll never guess where I've been. Who knew reading and writing would take me on real adventures? One simple essay took me to New Zealand, where I continued to study with the Kiwis. A short island jump and I was sunbathing on a beach in Fiji. I honestly thought dinosaurs could still live in there, hiding underneath the beautiful ancient tree canopies. By the time my plane landed in Sydney, I realized I was living an actual adventure fantasy from my younger days as a beginning reader. The only difference was no Hobbes on this journey. After I got home and graduated, I decided how best to share this gift of reading and writing. Then the Peace Corps was an easy choice. Literacy transcends culture. These kids would use charcoal from spent fires to write on whatever garbage they would find lying around. I told them if they could learn to read and write, they could do anything. After Africa, I knew my journey was just beginning. I wanted more, and teaching someone how to read and write a foreign language is really when I started to understand the fundamental building blocks of the English language. Watching the process unfold in another person is my reward for learning how to read and write. The scenery wasn't bad either. Since teaching is clearly my passion, another trip back to school for the proper licenses, certificates, and degrees was absolutely necessary. My grasp on reading and writing continues to develop, especially when helping other students discover their own process. Where I go from here is anyone's guess, but I do hope people will get a chance to read about it one day.